I feel good. I got up early this morning, got some stuff done, and I'm shaking. I'm shaking. I want to get my plants in the ground. I'm shaking. Hello, hello. How you doing? Hello. This is the morning God. Of course, you don't let because you've been probably tuning in on my channel before. And there's four people just popped up there. Appreciate you popping up there. And got one thumbs up. Five people popping up there. I am telling you, I am so ready to garden. And winter hasn't even officially hit here yet in Maryland. We got all this crazy stuff going on in the media, and I'm trying to stay away from that and concentrate on what's important. But it's one good thing that we're learning now, and we already some of us already know, but master gardeners, some of us actually are, and we are getting ready to get food in the ground, so we don't have to feel that chokehold. Like if we don't follow certain people's rules, we'll still get our food. Let me see what we got here. Charlie Wilson, ain't no woman like the one I got. I mean, I love that song. I loved it when it first came out by the Four Tops, but now it's been reintroduced. This is what I'm excited about. This is Silver Queen Hybrid. Silver Queen Hybrid. Supposed to be one of the best corns to grow right here in Maryland. It's supposed to be. Uh, 98 days to harvest. Now, I didn't know it took that long. And my favorite of all time, look at that. Hey, did any of you, all of you got your seeds yet? Anyone went out buying any seeds yet? Any seeds at all? I mean, tried to get any seeds? Maybe just a couple packs? Oh, because if you're interested in buying seeds, um, some Walmart stores have them. Home Depot definitely has them. Already got the seeds. Already there in the store, waiting for you to purchase them. Now, this pack here, I don't know how many is in it, but it says here, days to germination, 7 to 10. Depth to plant of 1.5 inches. Spacing, they want a space of 3 feet, 3 feet or 12 inches, 3 feet, 12 inches. I know how to put these in the ground. That's a good thing I don't have to worry about this. Days to harvest. Ooh, 82 days. Sewn together like a hand in glove. Ain't no woman like the one I got. Okay, and then I went and bought some onions. And I'm not an onion grower all the time, but I will try these because onions can be fun too to grow. They can be fun. I'm just growing these for fun. I'm gonna feed these real good, some bone meal and everything, and let them just get fat. Just get fat down to control. I wish I could watch live. We'll have to come back. Okay, well, we'll see you back at another time then. Take care and enjoy your evening. Enjoy your evening. I like it when people do that. They let you know when they're coming in and out of the room. Cilantro. Cilantro. Oh my goodness. It's a cold weather crop. Likes to grow in the cold or cool temperatures. Dollar 69 cents. Um, days to harvest, 60 to 90 days to harvest. Height of these plants will grow anywhere from 18 to 24 inches in height. And it says the depth to plant them is 1/4 inch. Um, yeah, I know how to plant these. It's no big deal. I appreciate these. I appreciate that. And those were $1.69. Not too bad, but it's by Burpees. Pretty good name. All my magazines so far have come in the mail. Super sweet, no, super sugar snap, super sugar snap peas. Already done, done. It's enough for me. This will be enough for me. $1.99. I didn't like that price. It stung a little bit when I purchased it, but it's a Burpees product. The pack is full. Let's see, 64 days to harvest. Depth to plant, staying about 6 inches apart. Beautiful thing. That's it. That is absolutely it. And these are just the seeds I have here with me. So on that note, feeding your plants so that they don't stress out. That's going to be the main thing you're going to do this year. When you don't stress them out, they grow big and burly and big and pretty and sweet. Ah. Well, folks, I'm not going to hold you any longer. It's been nice. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is the Morning Gardener Show. I love it. Made a killing on fertilizer this year. And I can't buy no more because I have no other place to store this stuff. No place. Definitely look good. Definitely look good. I am so excited. I'm buying a fan this year because I want to definitely keep a fan on the plants. I've been neglecting that lately. I've been neglecting that, and I think it's important to keep the plants in an environment where I can strengthen them before they go outside. I like to get those big burly plants that some of the nurseries have because one thing I admire about the nurseries is that in some cases they will sell you a big, thick stem plant that's very short and stocky. And they do that because they're using certain techniques to do that. Like, for instance, they keep the heat mat underneath the plant, they get the germination started, get the germination over with, and then they start dropping back slowly from the heat, as much heat, and start to allow it to have a light, but to make certain that they drop back from the heat. The heat will make it grow long and spindly. Also, not having enough light will cause it to be long and spindly. And if you want to avoid that, just remember that when you got the heat mat on underneath, if you have like I have a thermostat control on mine, and uh, they hello, how you doing? I say hi to all. Yeah, got somebody in the room there coming in. The thing about it is when you giving your plant heat is just to help them to germinate faster. That's it. Um, and when you get them to germinate and you get uh, the second set of leaves start coming on, the second set, then you start dropping back on your heat because your heat will make them long and spindly. Spindly, yeah, that means they get that elongated neck on them, and then it's just hard to deal with them. And then you keep the light anywhere 2 to 3 inches above them. I will keep it about 2 inches above these plants and let them get that light. Try not to go out if you don't have to and buy really expensive lights. If you don't already have the really expensive lights, try not to do that because it's actually pretty much a waste of money to do that. I mean, because they are gouging your pockets for everything. Everything. Their job is to convince you that everything that you're doing and all the tools that you have are no good. Your tools are no good at all, and you need to buy our tools. You need to buy our lights. You need to buy our heat mats. I'll give you a good example. I went online looking for a deep dome that goes over the 1020 trays. Some of you are familiar with the 1020 trays. They carry the 72 cells. Do you know they have the audacity of plastic? It's just plastic, folks, clear plastic. It's about 7 to 10 inches high, and it's just a dome that goes over the plant. Now your plant uh, uh, tray comes with a dome that's about 2 inches deep. I guess 2 or 3 inches deep. But if you wanted to upgrade and say, no, I want the 7 to 10 inch dome. Guess what they charge you for that? $20 per unit. I couldn't believe it when I was looking at it. And that was the beginning price. They had them going all the way up to 25. They had them going all the way up to 30. I couldn't even believe it. I could not believe it. I said, oh my God, what is going on here? And so I said, well, is there a way around this? I said, yeah. You go to Walmart, You get you one of them big totes that's clear. Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I get one of the big totes, put the lid on the table, put the tray inside of it, and set that down on there, and I get it done for probably about, I'm thinking $6, $10, something like that. Uh, you know, it's just incredible. They actually, and the reason why they sell it to you like that, they don't weigh nothing when you ship them. Oh, and that's without the shipping cost. I just excuse me, I'm sorry, that's without the shipping cost. So when you put this, if you follow, let me just say this. Let me get it in my mind correctly. I want to say it. If you listen to every commercial that comes on about how to do your plants, almost $10. Thank you, almost 10. Thank you for that information. If you go by what they're trying to tell you, buy the lights for your plants. You must have these kind of lights. It must be these kind of lights. There. Remember now, it must be these kind of lights. Well, how much are the lights? $260. $260. Yeah, $260. But your plants will love it. All your plants have no clue what that light is. But the light looks very fancy. They made it look with the little dots of the light and then different colors and everything. Really designed to catch gardeners because gardeners have been gardening for almost hundred years with electric, and they use light on top of these plants. They didn't have that light. They did not have that light. And I know that when technology comes along, things improve to a certain degree. But plants are plants, and they know what they need. And once you give them that, they're pretty much pretty good. Now, so $250, $260 light, you got that, and then you got what's that? You put them in certain kinds of. Now people selling you bags. You know, selling you bags and say, "Oh, your roots will self prune and they'll grow better." I believe they'll grow better, but not for that price. I get my lady to sew some bags like that because there's no way I'm paying what they asking for these bags. No way. Or I go right to Walmart and get me some of them Walmart bags, and they were 50 cents a piece, and you could grow a whole tomato plant in one of them. I've done it. I've done it. Put the soil in there, fertilizer, and the plant, and the plant know how to do what it needs to do. And when it grows, it'll do the same thing it would normally do to the Walmart bag as it would do for that $30 or $40 per unit bag. They can have that. They will not gouge me like that. I refuse to be gardening and have them gouge me. Then they got gardeners coming on the line. They're telling you about other gardeners, uh, fertilizers and all that. I mean, I ain't gonna call them names. I ain't trying to hurt nobody's business, but I'm saying I see them on there, and, and they be saying, "Go here, and his fertilizer is got this in it, got that in it, got this in it," and I'm listening to it going, "Oh my God, this Walmart is full of fertilizer. Why do I need to go online, pay a marked up price for his stuff, then go ahead and pay all that marked up for shipping, so he gets a kick off of that too?" I'm not doing that. I refuse to do just soil and manure and water and sunshine. See, somebody, oh my God, broke it all the way down to the lowest denominator right there. All it needs is soil, manure, and water and sunshine. That's it. Hello, how you doing? Hello, good to see you. Stopped in and say hello to everybody. And I'm just saying, we're here talking about how we're going to grow our gardens this year. And one of the main things we're not going to do this year, we're not going to be gouged when we go to the store. Everything that I grow this year is cut to the bone. I'm sure I got videos up right now. When you get a chance, I shot this week, you'll see them. And those videos show you how to go there. And let's say you need peat moss. Well, they got a bag there at the store right now with the whole side ripped out of it. I'll go to Home Depot and say, I need to speak to a manager. Get a manager over there. Say, how much for this bag and stuff right here? It's gonna be hard for me to carry. It's all busted open and torn and everything. He might give you that whole $10, $11 bag, or $11 bag for $5, $6. You save quite a bit of money right there. It's the same exact weight as the other bag. He'll give you a plastic bag to slide the whole bag in, so you can transport it without getting the peat moss all over your car or truck. And you just save a few dollars there. Then they got the like I went out yesterday. I didn't plan on doing it. I think it was yesterday or the day before that. And when I did that, I messed around and got 8 bags, 4 pound bags of organic expert fertilizer for tomatoes. Got them for $1.25 a bag. Hold on for a second, folks. Hello, hey Tom. They doing what? Hello? Can you hear me now? That was neighbor calling me, let me know that how it is in the U.S. We got some people out there slinging stuff in front of my door, and I don't like that. I do not like that at all. All I want to do is live in peace and grow my garden. People slinging in front of my door. But at any rate, I simply uh, get the information that I need, and I'll deal with that at another time. I know what I'm doing. So at any rate, it's like I did a test on my garden soil. I did the electrical test with the full prong tester. That thing is a piece of crap. And then I use this little what do you call these little test kits? When you get these little test kits, that's a piece of crap too, because each one said something totally different. Then I gave it another test, which is I took some soil, put it in a cup, and poured some vinegar in there and see what it bubbles. If it bubbles, it means that it's alkaline. If you pour baking soda in with just the soil and some water, and it's acidic if it bubbles. So you can go either way, and it didn't bubble on either one. So I'm saying, wait a minute, where am I at here? So I figure that I'm either neutral right down the middle because that's what the electronic tester says. No, the electronic tester says I'm at between 4.5, 5. That's acidic. The soil test says I'm at 7, neutral. So somewhere in there, my soil is good to go. But here's what's getting me. A lot of what we buy with our gardens is absolutely pure junk. It was written here just now. Uh, Let me see what they wrote here. All they need is they put down here was water, manure, sun, and it was another. I can't find it right there right now. But at any rate, um, you don't need to make gardening complex. But there are many people on here that absolutely, they'd be like scientists talking to you. Oh, you need the funguses in the soil, and I'm listening to them, and I'm saying, well, how do you know all this? And then when you look at their garden in the video, they don't garden at all. They don't grow anything. They don't have food out there growing flowers. They don't have nothing, but they know this stuff. Um, and I hate those videos where you see the guy or the lady, and they got a classroom full of people, a very unnatural environment. You're standing up there lecturing in front of people. I hate those videos because it's so unnatural to have the guy saying, and soil temperature and biomass is what we're trying to accumulate here. I'm listening to them going, oh God, just say to them, you need to add, uh, organic matter to your soil. Okay, class over, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it. It's nothing complex about that, unless you just want to talk for 2 hours. I drove by, and this is telling me that gardening is catching over. Because anytime you see a neighborhood where people used to shun gardening, when you talk about the inner city of Baltimore, like that, when you talk about that, they don't care nothing about no gardening. But now things are changing. I saw it looked like one complete big load of wood chips, and the wood chips were dumped um, on a field, and they had these raised beds in the back of the property. The soil, looked at it, was absolutely hideous. The soil, hard cement like clay soil, and the only way to straighten that soil up is to um, simply take this soil, put down what we call organic matter, and you could actually till it in if you want to. I just don't do it. Um, but to lay it all on there, run it out about a foot deep, 9 inches at the least, and just leave it there, and you would develop so much topsoil. The soil would improve itself. Improve itself. You don't need to make gardening complex, and you don't need to do one other thing to garden, make it um, expensive. The people who produce these fertilizers for our garden, which is basically a lot of it, is farm waste, chicken feather meal, bone meal, blood meal, uh, the feces of cows, the feces of goats and chickens, and all that kind of good stuff. And it's great for your plant, but not at $10 and $15 a bag. And they do that because, yeah, it'll grow your plants. It will definitely grow your plants, but not for $15 a bag. Not for $15 a bag. If you need a really good fertilizer, I want you to go out and get you some alfalfa meal. If you don't have a lot of money, get you some alfalfa meal from your what they call them stores, tractor stores, or can't think of the name of them. The tractor stores, they sell tractor parts and all. Um, Go there and get some a 40-pound bag of horse food, which is alfalfa meal pellets, and get that and put that in your garden. Put that in your garden. If your soil is real poor and it doesn't grow anything hardly, put that in your garden. If you don't have $15 for a bag, get a 40-pound bag of that and put it down in your garden, and it'll help you out immensely. It'll help you out immensely because you're getting more of it and you're getting a really good fertilizer. And that's all I'm saying. Alfalfa pellets, horse food basically. And gardeners go out and buy them shiny bags, the real shiny bags. I mean, they're shiny, got pretty pictures of tomatoes on it. And all yours gonna look just like this. They're telling you. No, it won't. If you don't know what you're doing, it will not look like that. It will not look like that. You'll grow. If you don't know what you're doing, you will sometimes grow just vines, maybe one or two tomatoes on that vine, and or they'll be small and green and cracked, and just all kind of stuff will be going on with them if you don't know what you're doing. Because remember, the seeds that come from these plants, if you're growing up from seed, they're seeds from the mother and the father plant, which is grown up in a professional environment, which is the water at a certain time. It's a certain amount of temperature to the water. There's a certain temperature in the room. There's a certain amount of fertilizer it gets. It only gets a very hyper liquid type fertilizer. It gets a certain amount of light. It gets a certain amount of light each day. So it's grown in such a well-to-do environment, so to speak, that when it grows the food and you try to take those seeds and put them in your environment with the clay soil you have and the way you miss days of watering and sometimes and your environment's a little cool that night, a little too hot that next day, they don't do very well. They just don't do well. So the only thing you can do is raise the seeds the way you want, collect the seeds, and then those seeds will be more adjusted to the way that you're raising plants and soil type you have, and they'll do a lot better. Thank you for tips about alfalfa pellets. Oh, absolutely. Alfalfa pellets are the way to go. Alfalfa pellets are the way to go. If you do not have a pocket full of money where you want to do tomatoes, okra, potatoes, you want to do eggplant, you want to do cucumbers, and you saying this little 4-pound bag, this little 7-pound bag is not going to go through the whole garden, and I'm going to have to buy one for $15 almost, then go right back and buy another one, and because I don't know, and you use that up, and then you get addicted to doing that every year instead of just going to a tractor supply store, getting a 40-pound bag of alfalfa pellets for a horse. Put that stuff on that soil. You can stir some of it in if you want to. I don't like to disturb my soil. Trust me, folks. You really want to do as little disturbance to your soil as possible. Soil reacts better when you don't keep digging and digging and digging in it. So you put the pellets down and you water them in. And I'm gonna tell you something. When it comes down to it, them tomatoes will grow just as pretty and sweet because you grew it with fertilizer that is 100% natural, and you're growing it in an environment. Growing it where it's getting plenty of it. Because sometimes you be holding back on fertilizer because you don't have really enough. I hate doing that. I hate doing that. You look at your garden, you look over there, you got collard greens. Look over here, you got corn. Oh my God, you got a lot of corn. And corn eats like crazy. And let's say, oh, don't even mention growing on melons. Because if you're growing melons, you need food for them. And they need to eat, and they need to be watered regularly. Regularly. Okay, I think I said that correctly. And that's what you want to do. Man, in a few more hours, I'll be going to work. And I'm glad to be able to go to work because just looking at my hand there, because I hurt my wrist a couple days ago. And that stuff was messed up. I couldn't even hold a paper cup like this. I was like, plastic cup. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it's heavy. Now I'm getting my strength back. I'm gonna start working out this year. I think I want to work out this year. And the reason why I want to work out this year is because I want to be. I see the guy on television. He was singing a song. Ain't no woman like the one I got. Build me up when it's down. I'm going. And I'm looking at him. I say he's about 50 some years old. So I said, let me go look up his age. Charlie Wilson. Let me go look his age up. Charlie Wilson is 67 years old. I said, what? And he don't look it. He don't look it because, they fix him up. They take the gray and they color it and shape his hair up. And he stays slim because he don't want to look real. Fatter people look older. It's just a fact. Because I'm one of the fat people. And fat people look older. They just do. They cheeks, in their face and their buttocks and their stomachs and. But Charlie Wilson looked about 50, I'm going to say about 52, 53. Charlie Wilson, 67 years old. Went online a couple of weeks ago, found a woman that was a model. She looked about 40. Toned top to bottom, everything cut. They showed her eating in the morning. She would eat all these liquid drinks and everything. And she said she drank a gallon of water a day and she don't eat a lot of junk food. Her body's a temple and everything. This woman looked about 40 some years old. She was 70. But she was cut. Now, what I mean by cut, some of you know what I mean by cut. She was cut. Now, we can do that because we grow gardens. We can eat the freshest of tomatoes, the best of the cucumbers, fresh okra, fresh corn, and be out there saving some money. Spinach, collard greens, kale, eating power foods, growing blackberries, growing blueberries, eating the blueberries and the blackberries, staying strong. I mean, my goodness. And people say, well, how do you this old man got so much energy? Because he's eating better. He's eating better. Because I see people at my job, they like they're young people, they like 40s. I call young 40s like 30s and 40s. And they be like, oh man, I'm tired. Oh man, and I'll be thinking to myself, you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything. Your job requires you to write stuff, sit there and write. And you say you're tired. So anyway, I digress. A lot of that has to do with poor diet, poor sleep, stress to the maximum. But they really need to just calm down, relax, and remember to relax. Take a deep breath, relax, and take another deep breath and relax, and another and relax. When you do this, you just feel so much better. Now, you relax, you eat better, drink plenty of water, leave the sodas alone, cut way back on your coffee. Coffee will kill you. And when you do this, and you're eating your fresh garlic that you grew, oh my goodness, don't talk about growing garlic. If you start eating garlic, you will feel so much better. Fresh. Now, this year, right now, I'm a lucky owner of a pan with fresh, well, not fresh, but it was ginger put in it. It's been down there now for about going in the second, third week. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm happy about that because the ginger was $2. I bought a few pieces from the store, dropped them in some water because it was a little wrinkled, let them hydrate themselves all night long. That's what they did. And when they hydrated, I took those suckers, put them in a pan, put just enough soil over top of them because all I'm trying to do is hold them until I get them out into the world outside. And one thing about ginger, easy to grow, easy to grow. All you got to do is pay attention. You put the soil over top of it, nice soil over top of it. You put enough soil on it and the right stuff in the soil, so that when ginger grows, it grows big and burly and I like I said, I only bought a few pieces. I bought $2 worth, and you don't get much for $2. And I broke them in half. We had at least 2 hours on each piece, um, and I dropped them in one of them 10 by 20 trays. Put some my soil mix over top of them, and my soil mix is loaded with bone meal because bone meal is great for rooted vegetables. I put that in there, and I'm gonna tell you something. Now, this is one thing I would do if I ever see bone meal in the store, and they done marked it down to like $1.25, $1.15 a bag, 4 pound bag, and they got a whole shelf of it. You will see me up here doing a video about me buying all 10 of those bags because I know that when you find a bargain like that, you just gotta grab it because it's really worth grabbing it if it's that kind of bargain. Now somebody wrote that, hey, hey, I don't know what that means. I mean, leave some for us or something, but um, that's how it's done. Thanks for the tip about the alfalfa pellets. Yes, absolutely. You're always a pleasure when you come into the room. I tell you, because this room does not get a lot of traffic. It does not get a lot of traffic, and I'm going to continue to keep doing this show. I'm going to continue to keep doing this. I don't care if I came in his room and for some reason it that a little ticker over there said 00 in here. I will still give the whole show. I can't give this up because there are too many people out there who can benefit from some of the things that I know. They can benefit from what mistakes I made and how I corrected them. And now I'm my garden now is pretty much paying for itself. Well, no, let me reiterate that. It used to pay for itself. YouTube cut all the money back that you get for these videos. It cut it all the way back. I think it's like for every million views, you get like 2 cents, something like that. It's just a joke, but you know what I mean. You get like 2 cents for it. But back in the day, I was doing a lot better. Now, not now. Um, I don't see the money from this. Now, sometimes there was a lady who came into the room. I think her name was Miss Miller, and I only bring it up because it's the first time anyone ever was dropping money in that little donate thing, and I was like, what? No, no, no. Excuse me. Let me reiterate that. The first one to drop as much as that is in there as she did, and then it was another gentleman. What was his name? Led Farmer 73. Everybody knows Led Farmer 73. And he was dropping money in there the first time out, $5 here, $2 there, $5 there. And I'm like, wow. I said, I mean, people actually drop money in this thing, and it was being dropped in there. And I was like, wow, thank you very much, thank you. And it was like, and so I just said, without the money, without the people being in the room, I'm still give the show because I watch shows with a guy and a lady, and I watched one with a guy. I think he's from India or something. He had over 250 people in his room. And he didn't talk nothing about how to save money. He didn't talk nothing about where to buy things are when you're trying to save money, when to go to the stores to actually get real bargains when you buy things. Where can you buy ginger at to plant and save money on that? Where to get seed potatoes at? Because when you go into the stores, box stores, and you go to buy seed potatoes, I'm gonna tell you what they give you. They give you three little potatoes in a bag like that for about $7. When I learned that you can go into a grocery store, Get your seed potatoes there, wash them, and wash all the chemical off of them that stops them from producing the eyes. You can wash them, and then take those same potatoes, put them in a dark area where they can produce their eyes. I right now have potatoes downstairs. I don't know how many I have. I think it's like 10 or 12. They're going to produce me plenty of uh, potatoes. And if I cut them in half, God knows I'm going to have more potatoes than I know what to do with. And if you feed them the correct fertilizer, I say more because they're gonna take care of you. Potatoes, man. I mean, 'cause I got addicted to potatoes because one time I actually grew a couple and I had this look like this. I don't know, what's the big deal about potatoes? And I put them in it's an oven I bought, and I baked them. One of my countertop ovens, and I baked them. And when I finished baking them, uh, they had the audacity to taste totally different from the grocery store potatoes. They were creamy and they were tasty. Why were they so tasty? Because I fed them organic food. I took care of them. I watered them. I did not give them chemicals to grow off of. And then they had the audacity to keep coming back every year. I would look at the plant. That's that same potato. Instead of me going over there and feeding it and keep it going, I didn't. I just said, no big deal. I can do it again. No, when you see a potato with determination like that, you go over there, you sprinkle into that soil some bone meal, some organic fertilizer, or some alfalfa, and leave it and watch what it do. It's going to do its own deal. And then you'll be mounding up soil in that area, or you'll be mounding up some kind of straw, or if you want to get real cheap about it, mound up some grass clippings there, and you will see your garden do better. Now this year, absolutely, I'm putting my grass clippings to work. They're going to work. They're going to help me produce food. They're going to help me produce food because I have a brand new, I call my lawnmower, I call it my fertilizing machine. Because when I cut the grass, go through there, there's weeds mixed in with the grass. When I go through there, cut everything down, I bring it back up, lay it out on the tarp, let it kind of dry a little bit. You don't have to. You really don't have to. I'm just telling you because people tell you to do things and they tell you the wrong information. And then you put it around your plants, like your pepper plants. You put it around your tomato plants, your squash. You put it around your what do you call them things? Cucumbers. And you put it around it, and you keep the weeds that are growing back off of your plant that you're trying to get to feed you, so that when you do this, it won't have any competition. That's what you want. You don't want weeds coming in and eating the fertilizer up that's around. And I'm like, oh, it's something else I do. I want to hit you people with something. Some of you already know. I only fertilize plant that I want to eat. I don't fertilize the weeds. I don't sprinkle all over the ground and all that. I don't do that because I'm not feeding those weeds. I use weeds to feed my plants. When it comes to my fruit trees, I go out there, pick me some weeds up. The ones that got the real long tap roots with the thick roots coming off of it. And I put those in some water, leave them there for about 3 to 4 weeks. And when I leave them there about 4 to 3 weeks, I don't care what flies in there. I don't care if there's gnats in the water. I don't care if there's flies that died in the water. It makes the fertilizer better. I dip some of that out. I can strain it if I want to. I can dip it out. I can cut it 1 part to 10 parts, 1 part to 15 parts, and put it around the base of those trees and watch those trees grow. Free fertilizer. And the water that I'm using, I even get cheap on the water. I go ahead, I got 100 gallons of water that I store that comes off of my roof and runs down into the gutter and runs into those 55-gallon drums. And it fills them up in about 30 minutes. I can empty them drums out, and within about 30 minutes, wait a minute, let me get it right now. Yeah, it's about 30 minutes. On average rain, those drums will be full here. Full. I got a pump hooked up to it that I can run, and that pump will, um, uh, once that pump runs, it's a 100 pound PSI. I'm going to replace I'm going to do a kit rebuild on it because I just feel like, it runs good. It just needs a kit rebuild because it's been just running, for about 7 years. I think it's time to do a rebuild on it. And when you do that, you get rainwater to water your garden with. Now, rainwater has the ability to treat your soil the natural way without adding uh, chlorines, bleaches to the soil, which kills the biology in the soil. When you water your soil with your with your water from your pipes from the city, municipality, you are absolutely killing biology in the soil. They don't like bleach. That's the reason why they use the bleach to kill them that's in the water. When they processing the water again. So that's all I'm saying is that rainwater is your friend. It's cheap, being free, and they try to come up with laws. I believe the law sticks here in Maryland as well. It says no rainwater can be collected without blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Zone 7B. Here, the gardener, second year. I'm gonna get to save no seed. Oh, okay, okay. Alrighty. But I just want you to know, folks, there's a expensive way to do gardening and a non-expensive way to do gardening. There's a stupid way to do gardening, and then there's a smart way to do gardening. And the smart way to do gardening is to remember to keep gardening simple, not make it complex. You've been listening to the Morning Gardener Show, starring the Morning Gardener. Let me stop. Okay, folks, this has been the Morning Gardener Show. It is now 6:39 p.m. and my wrist is aching a little bit, because I've been soaking it every night, and so now it's getting time to soak it. So I'm gonna go ahead and soak it, and so I can have my hands right when gardening season comes in another 3 months or so. So yeah, that's it's getting better. It's getting better. I couldn't do this yesterday. I couldn't close it like that. I had it like this. Now I can close it. So the swelling's going down. But thank you very much for stopping by, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Sorry I talked your ears off like I did today, but somebody had to do it. But I'm here every Monday. I'm here every Monday. And I do a short show if there's nobody showing up. See, I always say I would do my show, and I'm going to do my show and make certain that I come on and talk to the people and see what information they may need or see information I may need or it's just because none of these guards don't care who they are, how they talk when they're on these broadcasts, or if they have a situation where nobody knows it all. None of these professionals know it all. They like to claim they do because they're like, well, we talked to some okra plants and they told us that they like a lot of nitrogen. But you can have someone who's been growing, say, okra for like 18, 20 years, 25, 30 years, 45 years. They may have a bit more information about okra than the average person does. I mean, that's just reality. This has been the Morning Garden Show. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, and I want you to remember that I'm here every Monday, and I'm going to try to have some new topics and new subjects, or we could go over some of the original things we've been talking about tonight, which is saving money. Don't spend all your money in the gardening department at the big box stores because these are multi-billionaires, and they have no mercy on you, especially the ones that that produce the fertilizer. They're billionaires. Thank you very much. This has been the Morning Garden Show. Thank you very much, and keep on growing. Thank you.